this certainly was an exciting week. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Philly Sensitive Media, and today we're going to have our third weekly update of the offseason, as we're going to talk about some Phillies news and some all-around baseball news. Now, guys, before getting into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please show notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So this was definitely an exciting week, right? Bryce Harper taking home the hardware, winning NL MVP, right? So congratulations to Harper. If you want to hear my whole video talking about him winning the NL MVP, please go check it out. I made it on Thursday night, right? So some minor trades made by the Phillies yesterday. We had a lawsuit settled this past week. We have a lot of rumors, not just within the Phillies, but the hot stove is hot, right? Around Major League Baseball, things are starting to heat up. So unfortunately, things might start slowing down within the next week and a half. With the CBA, we'll see what happens there. So the first thing we're going to be talking about today, earlier last week, right? So the Phillies announced that the lawsuit involving the Philly Fanatic was settled, right? We all remember back in 2019 where they had a contract with the company to design the Fanatic, and it turns out that they did not purchase the full rights for the Philly Fanatic from this company. It turns out that their contract expired, and they had to change a couple things from the Fanatic due to copyright, and they had to change a couple of his colors, and it was just a mess. And it turns out that the lawsuit was finally settled, and now they could finally go back to using the one they used previously in 2019. So that makes me very, very happy. It's just ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous they even had to go through this trouble, right? Everything's about money, right? We all know that. So, luckily, the Phillies come out on top in this one, and the old Philly Fanatic is back. So welcome back, old Philly Fanatic. And on that same day, the Phillies announced that Howie Kendrick, right, former Phil, had a very, very brief stint with us in 2017, and honestly, he didn't really even play that much because of his injuries and all that other stuff. He was traded over to Washington Nationals in July 2017, re-signs, elects free agency, then re-signs with the Nationals on a 2-year deal, wins a World Series in 2019 with the Washington Nationals, then comes back in 2020, and then he retired after the 2020 season. Turns out that he was hired as an assistant to the general manager. So Howie Kendrick back in the Philadelphia Phillies organization, this time in the front office. So welcome back to Philly, Howie Kendrick. So I like this, right? I mean, he's a good veteran leader. We saw what he did with Washington. He did spend a lot of his time with the Los Angeles Angels, and he was traded over the LA Dodgers at the end of the 2014 season. 2015, 2016 spent with Los Angeles. Then he was dealt to the Phillies, right, for that brief stint. As I said, he was dealt to the Nationals. So he had a pretty decent career. He really didn't play all that long. He did battle a lot of injuries, but definitely had a decent career, good veteran leader. So welcome back to Philadelphia, Howie Kendrick. So I like this move a lot. And also this past week, it's very interesting, right? A lot of people, there's a lot of controversy about this. And I'll give my opinion on it. Zach Wheeler finishes just 10 votes behind Corbin Burns for the NL Cy Young, right? He finishes in second place, and Max Scherzer finishes in third. Now, I said going into this, I said it's either going to be Scherzer or Burns. It turns out that the top two were Burns and Wheeler. So it was not Max Scherzer. He finishes in third place, which I think is very disrespectful to Max Scherzer. I think that he definitely should have been at least top two, but I definitely could have seen Corbin Burns winning this, right? I definitely could have seen that. A lot of people do believe that Zach Wheeler was snubbed. I don't agree. I think that this was, the right way to go. I do think that Corbin Burns definitely did have the better season, despite facing less hitters, and that's where people really, really get upset, right? They believe that Zach Wheeler should have won just because he faced more hitters. So I understand where they're coming from. I definitely understand where they're coming from, but I disagree. I do think that Corbin Burns did have the better season. Now, if you put Zach Wheeler in the American League, I think it's a different story. It's very interesting, right? If you put him in the American League, I think it's a different story. And a lot of people do believe he easily would have won in the American League. That went to Robbie Ray. But who knows, man? We never know. But it's very, very interesting to think about. If he would have been in the American League, would he would have won? That's definitely a possibility. Then we have this great news. I already made the video about it on Thursday, like I just said. But Bryce Harper winning the National League Most Valuable Player Award. First Philly to do that since Jimmy Rollins in 2007. You saw Ryan Howard and Jimmy Rollins, on the Phillies Instagram story congratulating Harp, and that was great to see, right? 2006 and 2007 MVPs right there. About that at that time, right? 2 Phillies in a row won the MVP jersey, right? That's just crazy. So Bryce Harper winning his first MVP award since 2015, second of his career. You love to see him, man. You saw that graphic, that little cartoon graphic of Bryce Harper looking at his trophy case, and he has the 2 Silver Sluggers, the 2 Hank Aaron's, the Rookie of the Year of 2012, 2015, 2021 NL MVP. I mean, this is solidified. As I talked about on Thursday night, Sean, friend of the pod, baseball guy Sean, said to me, he said, this pretty much just solidifies his chances of being a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I agreed. And also, he said another thing. I don't know if I mentioned this on Thursday night, but honestly, I think that, there's Hall of Famers and then there's inner circle Hall of Famers, right? So there's Hall of Famers and there's inner circle Hall of Famers. And what baseball guy Sean believes is that he could be in the inner circle of the, the Hall of Famers, right? And not only is he a Hall of Famer, but he's going to be in like the inner circle Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? Like the top of the top. There's the top and then there's the top of the top. So Harper, they think he's going to be in that inner circle. So it makes sense, right? I mean, he's had himself an amazing career. Of course, he definitely has had his up and downs, but there hasn't been one bad season, if you know what I mean. Even 2016, worst year of his career, that wasn't bad. Right, on Bryce Harper standards, it was bad. Trust me, on Bryce Harper standards, it was bad. 243, 24 home runs. I mean, it was bad on Harper standards. If you go take a look at the league average, this league average, I mean, he hasn't had one bad season, right? I mean, if you could take a look at the league average, not one bad season. Now, there's a lot of players like that, though, too. This goes to show how talented he is, right? I mean, the eyes have been on him since he was 16 years old on the cover of Sports Illustrated. The chosen one. The chosen one. So none of this comes as much of a surprise. I think this is what Harper was supposed to do, right? I mean, he had a lot of expectations going into his career. He was supposed to be the best player to ever play. Now, I don't think he'll, get that, but I'll tell you what, I mean, he's definitely had himself a very memorable career, and when he does retire, he'll be one of the best to ever do it. So especially now with the second MVP. I mean, 2 MVPs looks better than 1 MVP, obviously, right? I mean, I don't think I need to say that. It's pretty obvious. So yesterday, the Phillies made a flurry of moves. First, they claimed left-handed pitcher Kent Emanuel off waivers from the Houston Astros, right? Defending American League champions, right? Who didn't win the pennant. And then we're going to lose to the Atlanta Braves in 6 games in the World Series. But Kent is 29, and he had a 2.55 ERA in 17 2/3 innings pitched in 2021. So that's not bad, right? I mean, 17 2/3 innings, it's not a lot, but 29 years of age, just 1 year shy of 30. This isn't necessarily a bad pickup. They're not really moves to get overexcited about. It's not almost like, wow, look what the Phillies did. But they definitely were busy yesterday. So Kent Emanuel, welcome to Philadelphia. And I like that he's a lefty, too. We'll see what happens there. But honestly, get legit arms. This is the problem with Dave Dombrowski, right? It is early. It's only November 20th, ladies and gentlemen. But the problem is the CBA. I mean, the CBA is creeping. What is it? December 2nd. So it's creeping. You got to get ready for it. Also, yesterday evening, the Phillies traded first baseman T.J. Rumpfield and left-handed pitcher Joe Valdez to the New York Yankees in exchange for right-handed pitcher Nick Nelson and catcher Donnie Sands. So the Phillies trying to get some catching depth, right? I mean, the next move I'm going to be discussing is going to go into that further. So they get another arm, this time a right-hander, right, in Nick Nelson. So I was a little bit nervous. I think somebody commented, he said they saw TJ and got it confused with JT. First, it's a different last name in Rumpfield, but this is just kind of a low-level type trade. This isn't one of the, and even all these moves are just kind of just low-level moves, kind of just under the radar, not really talked about, and they really shouldn't be. It's really not that big a deal. Then the final move made yesterday, another move with the Houston Astros. The Phillies traded 2021 10th round pick outfielder Logan Cerny to the Houston Astros for catcher Garrett Stubbs. So another catcher, acquired by the Phillies, as I said, talking about the last move, as I said, on the next move, I mean, they just made another, move to acquire more catching depth. So there they go again with the Garrett Stubbs pickup. I don't mind this, right? I mean, I don't really know why we're trading for catching depth. I mean, we have Rafael Marchand, who's going to be our backup catcher now with Andrew Knapp leaving. So, of course, we have JT as the starting catcher. I mean, we all know that. So I don't really know why we're doing this. I don't really understand the point about it, but I mean, maybe they're gearing up to trade Outfield Marchand. Could this be a hint that maybe they're about to trade? Maybe they're looking to deal Outfield Marchand, and maybe one of these two guys is going to be our future backup catcher. So it's very important to think about. So the Phillies did trade their 10th round pick in 2020 with outfielder Logan Cerny. So he is gone. As I said before, I'm going to say it again. I mean, these are just kind of low-level moves, not really moves you're going to get too excited about. But the Phillies definitely were busy yesterday. They definitely were busy yesterday. So they have a lot of work to do. A lot of rumors are coming up this past week about Starling Marte, right? So a lot of teams are calling his agent to inquire about him, right? And the Phillies are one of those teams. A couple of these writers do believe that the Phillies are favorites to land Starling Marte, and I'd be very, very happy with that. I would be very, very happy with that. I think that he provides a very, very good amount of speed. And it turns out that the Marlins are talking to him, right? I mean, he's a former Marlin. He actually has a house in Miami, so they're talking to him, but it turns out that they can't really agree on a price, according to this report. And also, Phillies hitting coach Kevin Long, quote, bullish about the Phillies potentially signing left fielder Kyle Schwarber. So that's interesting. The Phillies definitely in on Kyle Schwarber. The only thing about Schwarber is his injuries concern me a little bit, but when this guy gets hot, he gets hot. You saw the June 2021 Kyle Schwarber. Do I need to say anything else? Like, seeing that guy every day, that guy was hitting a home run. My goodness. I mean, that guy was hot, right? Of course, who was his hitting coach? Kevin Long, right, of the Washington Nationals, who is now our hitting coach. So Kevin Long definitely is pushing for the Phillies to sign Kyle Schwarber. In front of the pod, Jack Fritz brought this up. He said, I'd love to see a Matt Fielding, Kyle Schwarber platoon out left field. I think that could work. And I agree with Jack Fritz in front of the pod, right? I think that definitely would work. You have kind of a young guy out there, Matt Fielding, then you got the power, with Kyle Schwarber. And honestly, Matt Fielding's not the kind of guy that's going to hit for power. And also, when Matt Fielding gets some starts, you're going to have an insane, just power threat off the bench. And Kyle Schwarber kind of reminds me of the Matt Stairs a little bit. Of course, Kyle Schwarber definitely a level above Matt Stairs, but this left-handed hitter, right? I mean, of course, Matt Stairs was a left-handed hitter. But I tell you what, when Kyle Schwarber, barrels up on the baseball, it's long gone. He can hit the all fields too. I mean, you go watch the film, he can hit the all fields too. Of course, he is, predominantly a pull hitter. Most left-handed hitters are. But I tell you what, man, and this guy definitely has a very, very powerful swing. I think that he would love hitting in the tiny sandbox of Citizens Bank Park. So Kevin Long, Phillies hitting coach, quote, bullish on the Phillies signing left fielder Kyle Schwarber. So that is your report right there. So that'll do it for this week's weekly update. I hope you all enjoyed. Harper MVP. Congratulations to Bryce, right? I mean, a lot of those stories, right? I mean, he's shouting out, right? Those cool graphics, I really like that. He just loves all the support, but what everybody's giving him, right? I mean, everybody's just being so supportive here in Philadelphia, and I love it. I just love it. So congratulations to him. I'm sure a lot of his former teammates, with the Washington Nationals, I'm sure Mike Rizzo probably reached out, Davey Martinez, Matt Williams, Davey Johnson, a lot of his former managers, I'm sure Gabe Kapler reached out. So I'm sure a lot of his, managers, his, former managers when he was with Washington, Dusty Baker, I'm sure probably reached out to him. I'm sure guys like Murphy, Danny Murphy, Ryan Zimmerman, like these guys he played with Washington, right? I mean, Jason Worth, former Phil, probably reached out to him and said congratulations. I find it hard to believe they didn't. So congratulations again, Harp. Zach Wheeler just, came up a little short there in the Cy Young voting. A lot of people do believe he was snubbed. Do you believe that Zach Wheeler was snubbed? I say no. I want to hear your thoughts. So some low-level moves, some reports. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please hit the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hashtag Media, Instagram, TikTok, Harper Fanatics, Instagram. Thank you guys so much for 2,000 Harper Fanatics. Follow me on Twitter at PHotStoveMedia. Call or text 267-225-3392. Email me, PhilliesHotStoveMedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks for watching. I will see you, early next week just for a video, and then we'll talk about Thanksgiving, right? So happy early Thanksgiving. If you don't watch the next video, I'm going to do happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the time with your family. So guys, thanks for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. I'll see you guys.